Mm-hmm. So what we were going to talk today about was business-to-business referrals. And in the coaching program, one of the components that I focus on is developing referrals from other business relationships. Some of you have heard me talk about the taking donuts to the lenders, right? The idea would be that you would want to meet at least 5 lenders. How about this? At the beginning, I'm going to suggest that if you're a new real estate agent, you need to find at least one lender that you can get along with. And the key part is somebody that can refer business to you. Now, we have Movement Mortgage in here, and Carl is in here, and they're both very good lenders. However, you should look beyond the office and find people that are in the loan business that will work for you. There are, generally speaking, 2 kinds of lenders. We're going to start with lenders, but we're going to go into other things. There's really 3 levels to this. All right, level number 1 is the simple, easiest, low-hanging fruit, which is to go visit lenders. The lenders will be happy to see you. So my bank visits, my suggestion is you buy a box of donuts, you get a box of cookies, fruit, something, and you go visit loan agents. And what we want to do is we make an appointment to go see them. We show up, we dress nice, we wear our business card, our name badge, we give them our business card, we give them the donuts or the cookies or whatever it is that we brought. We ask them to tell us what's going on in the market, what kind of loans they're seeing, what are they doing a lot of, what should you know about what they're doing. And then after they talk, the 3 things that you're going to really want to ask about is 1, referrals. And what I mean by referrals are, do you meet people, you being the loan agent, that you're helping with a home loan who doesn't have a real estate agent yet? And if the answer is yes, we would like to work with them. The second is something called mortgage days. And a mortgage day is when the lender puts up flyers, puts up a table, has bottles of water, and they invite people to come and talk about refinancing or get a home loan, and you can participate in that. The what was I going to say about mortgage days? It's like having an open house without a house. And so basically what you do is you set up a table and you talk to the loan agent, and this is the note so banks have an advantage over mortgage companies in that banks have traffic. They have expensive retail storefronts and people walk in. And so what we would like to do with the banks is we would like to tap into their existing flow of clients, and that would be a mortgage day. And what would be something else we could do? We could do a home buying seminar. And so first of all, the first thing notice on the list is to ask them if they would refer people to you that they meet that are do not have a real estate agent. If they say no, right? If they say no, I'm not going to do it, take your cookies away and go, right? Take the cookies, don't leave them the donuts and go. If they say, yeah, sure, I'd be willing to refer people to you, then we would go through mortgage days, home buying seminars, and open houses, right? All of which, what you're going to find, the goal here is to find a few referral partners that work with us. So most lenders want to do open houses. And the reason they want to do open houses, they have a better chance of getting a lead than you do. So they want to do open houses. This is a plum we have to give them. We don't want to do any of these things until we know that they're willing to give us referrals. If no referrals, we find another loan agent. Now, mortgage companies are different in that they don't have walk-in traffic. So they will do things like joint ads, right? By joint ads, I mean that mortgage companies generally will do just listed, just sold, postcard mailing, Facebook advertising, pay-per-click marketing. They'll do stuff with you. Right? And the reason they're willing to do stuff with you is they don't have leads. Banks have leads. Mortgage companies don't have leads. And one of the things that we'll do is I'll share with you once you get into the bank, what it is that they're actually looking for in a real estate agent. So they'll do joint advertising. They have stuff. And by stuff, I mean they have sometimes web pages. They have marketing materials. They have marketing ideas. They have people that'll make phone calls. They'll do stuff. And so we want to talk to the mortgage companies and find out what stuff they have, right? One of the things you're going to find is that there's generally a trade-off between how good the mortgage company is and the kind of stuff they have in their rates. Right? The better the mortgage company is, the worse the rates. It's generally true. Right? The more effective the mortgage company is, the worse their rates are. So, but we still want to do that. Now, what the part of this, and I've been, and the internet just went out. Isn't that nice? Let me connect again. Let's see if it's back. All right, let's see if it's back. So the part of this, all right, so the part of this that gets lost, because what generally happens, and I'm going to, after we talk about the banks, we'll go on to something else. What generally happens, so I explained how to do this. I had an agent that I was coaching. She went and bought donuts. She sat in the rain looking at the bank, lost her nerve, never went in, gave the donuts to someone else. Right. So I've had, on occasion, actually gone with agents to visit the scary banks, the mean loan agents. Right. And the problem is, and by the way, generally speaking, everybody's happy to see us, want to work with us. The problem is follow-up. And so there's an old line about the fortune is in the follow-up. And so what I would do if I were you, and I'm using, this is the Keller Williams E-Edge program, and if we go to manage and create campaigns, I'm just going to show you an example, and then we're going to get on to something that may be more fun. So my plan would be, if you said to me you wanted to make a lot of money in real estate, what should you do? I would say go visit 2 banks a day, 5 days a week, and do it for 4 weeks until you've talked to 40 banks. And the goal would be to find 3 to 5 of them that are going your way that would be willing to refer business and work with you. You stop at the end of 4 weeks, because what needs to be done is follow-up needs to occur on the people you've talked to. The bottom line is most real estate agents are terrible at follow-up. Most real estate agents do not have a database. Most real estate agents do not make very much money. Most real estate agents leave the business in 5 years. Most real estate agents make under $40,000 a year. That's average. And that's because most real estate agents are not professional. They don't have a database. They don't have a system. They're not systematic. They don't have follow-up programs. They talk to people and then they forget about them until they think about them again. The agents that are making all the big money are, generally speaking, very systematic. They are good at follow-up. I was told the fortune is in the follow-up. So what I've done is I've logged into our system and I've gone to create, where it's create a marketing campaign. If you can't find it, you could just simply Google search how to create a campaign in E-Edge, which is the name of our program, and you're going to see that there are a bunch of campaigns that are already there. We're not going to use them. We're going to go down here and we're going to create a custom campaign. And there are 2 types. There's date-based campaigns and interval-based campaigns. So a date-based campaign would be something that has like all the holidays for 2017. An interval-based campaign is what we're going to do for our follow-up for a vendor. So I'm going to call this, what am I going to call it? How about custom interval template? I'm just going to call it vendors, all right, just for fun. Save and continue. And now what it's going to ask us to do is configure steps. So what's the first thing we should do when we meet somebody? That's right. We should send them a handwritten note. So what I'm doing in my campaign is I'm creating an activity. The activity is email, direct mail, or activity, right? Those are the three different things that I could do. If I pick email, it wants me to pick an actual email to send them. If I pick direct mail, it's going to want me to pick an actual direct mail. Right now, I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to simply say activity, and I'm going to write add a step. And instead of 7 days, you see that up there, we're going to change it to 1. And I'm going to call this the handwritten note, right? I like things to be capitalized, but. And if you need to, you could type in a reminder as to why you're writing them a handwritten note, but it should be obvious. The note would say something like, maybe I should put this in, thanks for taking the time to meet with me yesterday. I look forward to working with you in the future. The next coffee is on me, and I would include a Starbucks card. And yes, in case people care, it's permissible to use Pete's or Phil's. By the way, my program for searching for homes allows people to search by proximity to Phil's Coffee, Pete's Coffee, or Starbucks. I can find the listings based on their proximity to coffee shops. We have turned a corner, right? So does everybody, so what this is going to do, now, no, it doesn't automatically do the handwritten note, right? I get asked this question. Will the program automatically handwrite the note? No. Why not? Because it's a handwritten note, right? Could I print something? Yes. Could I print a bunch of these in advance and just sign them? Of course you could, right? Or you could just sign them. I believe that every day, if you want to make a lot of money in real estate, that every day you have time scheduled to write some handwritten notes to people. It's my suggestion. So what we've done is we sent them a handwritten note. We're going to add a step, right? The reason that this doesn't work is because people do not follow through. So I'm going to add a step, and it could be an activity or it could be an email. I generally use it for activities. So what we're going to do is our activity, and this, by the way, is called an 8x8 campaign. Those of you that are in my 100-day program, right, Vicki? You're going to notice that I'm going to be talking about this week number 2, an 8x8 campaign. And so what the subject is, this is going to be a phone call. And what would we do? So week 1, we sent them a handwritten note. What would we do in our phone call? What could we say? What would be the script? How about, did you get my handwritten note? How about that? Right? I really hate this computer. It's a brand new computer, and I'm already ready to throw it away. Did you get my handwritten note? Right? And if you do it right, and when you were at the appointment talking to the lender, chances are you said something like this. I assume from time to time you run across people that are interested in buying a home that don't have a real estate agent. I'd love to work with them, with you in the future. Can we do that? Can we work together in the future? And so they finally say, yeah, sure. Right? Isn't that what they're going to say? Can we work together? They'll say, sure, yeah, fine, whatever, fine, cool. So did you give a handwritten note? Right? Look forward to working with you. I was wondering if you'd heard of anybody in the last week or so that needs a real estate agent. They say yes or no, and we continue that, and we're going to add another step. And the next step we're going to add, so what we've done, the idea is that we want to do it 8 times, and we're going to do an activity. And the activity is going to be TMIRE, which I relate, to me that stands for this month in real estate. So does the lender necessarily know what's going on in the market? Does the lender know if prices are going up or down, or that the days on market are going up or down? Maybe not. So what we want to do is we want to send our normal marketing materials to the lenders, showing them what's happening in the market. I'm going to be doing something soon for this month in real estate, right, to jazz it up a little bit, but you could easily produce material through RPR and some of the other programs. So let's keep going. We've done 3. We need 8 in order to make it a true 8 by 8. So what we're going to do is, how about another phone call? And the, did you get my this month in real estate? Any ahas about what's going on in the market? So what we're really doing, and by the way, instead of a phone call, you could drop by, but what we're really doing is we're alternating something versus a call, something versus a call. So we're basically talking to them every 2 weeks. We add another step. All right. Now, just as we're going along, one of the activities that I would create, and whether or not we do it that week or not, I'm going to call this social media. And we're going to friend on Facebook, connect on LinkedIn, right? And so we're going to make an effort to actually reach out to them, connect with them, and we're going to make it part of our pattern to like, share, and comment the stupid things that they post on Facebook, right? When they take a picture of their sushi lunch, we're going to say, ooh, that looks great. Invite me next time, right? Isn't that what we're going to do, right? We're going to like and share and comment on all the stuff that they're doing, because do you think it's possible that that loan agent is going to meet people every month that doesn't have a real estate agent that you'd like to meet? Every month, probably every month, right? Certainly they could be good for 4 to 6 good referrals a year if they chose to. So will they think of you? Right, and that's why we want to filter people. Somebody, a loan agent who says, I already got friends in the business and I'm working with them, we want to take our donuts and go to another loan agent until we find somebody who's going our way. 5 activity steps. So what are we doing? We've added them on social media and we're connecting with them. We're going to save and continue. And we're going to keep doing this until we've done it for 8 weeks. Every time, once a week, we're going to do something. Right, and we're going to, in social media, I would, how about do a drop by, maybe ask if they would like to have coffee, Phil's or Pete's or Starbucks. And then where are we up? 6, we add a step, and we're going to save and continue. I'm going to just add something. I'm giving you an example of what we might want to do. An activity could be a direct mail. And so we're going to send them a postcard. Whoops, wrong place. Maybe a holiday postcard. So the way this actually works out is we generally put people in this month in real estate, and the holiday campaign is a separate thing, right? Generally, everybody that's in the database, we do those 2 a month, but we want to be reminded to call people. One of the agents that I'm coaching did 18 listings in the last 12 months. He had a lawyer that had sent him a listing 6 months ago. It closed. He hasn't talked to her since. somebody sent him a listing that closed and he hasn't talked to her since. When I asked him why not, he said, I forgot. Right? So would it be valuable if the people that are valuable to you, you're reminded to talk to them on a regular basis? Would that be a valuable thing? One of the programs you can use to do this is called Contactually, which works with Gmail, and you put people in buckets, and basically what the buckets are is how often should I be contacting this person? Are they a twice a month bucket, a 3 times a month bucket, a once a month bucket? And the program will remind you when you're not doing it enough. But when people ask me how big should their database be, and let's say you're serious about making a lot of money in real estate, in fact, you would like to be a millionaire real estate agent, your database needs to be in the area of 600 people. Now, if you have 600 people in your database, so you're going to remember when you talked to the last person, what you talked to them about, and what's going on, and when you're going to call them again, probably not. Which is why having a system that says, hey, have you talked to Joe at Bank of America, right? Maybe I ought to give him a call would be a very useful thing to have. Does everybody get that, right? Even if I've created a campaign where it was simply the call them once a month campaign. You see, the problem with the date campaign, and I think this may be more than you want to know, but the problem with the date campaign is we can tell, it's called a 33 touch, and so it does things every month, and we can throw in every quarter, call them. The problem is that the phone calls all are on the same day, right? Because it's a date campaign. All the calls are on the same day. Now, right now, that may not be a problem because you may not have enough people that you could call them all on the same day, but you understand at a certain point, calling everybody on the same day or having that appear as a reminder on the same day, to me is annoying, right? And so what I do is I create a once a month, call this person, and I have a twice a month call and a once a quarter call this person. And once I've decided that and I launch it, it will remind me once a month, once a quarter to call them. It'll just say in my reminder, you ought to call this person. And so when I do that, I'm still a technology guy, I guess. When I do that, what I want to do is to take notes as to what I talk to them about. How about that? And let me just, I don't know why that didn't find me. Probably because I'm oftentimes in the wrong. So in eEdge, yes, I'm in Santa Rosa right now. So in eEdge, you're going to have the opportunity. I'll finish this and then we'll move on to something more fun. Where do you go next? Control panel? Right now I clicked on contacts. I'm just trying to bring up the contact database. And Market Leader, who makes the software, has webinars every week. And if you go to their website, you'll find the mother lode of stuff, right? Anything you wanted to know how to do. Raul's pretty good. So this is Eileen. I recruited Eileen at Century 21 Alpha back in the day. And if I was talking to Eileen, for example, and I click on edit, one of the things that I'm allowed to do is I can keep notes. And what makes a customer relationship management system if you take notes. The problem that most real estate agent databases have is they lack data. They lack data. So an agent that I'm coaching is talking to me about, Christmas cards, holiday cards. Can't call them Christmas cards, right? Because they're holiday cards. And I don't want to offend people that celebrate Hanukkah. I don't want to offend people that celebrate other holidays. And so what I'm going to do is make a generic holiday milk toasty greeting, and I'll send that to everybody. Now, do you understand that may not make anybody happy? Isn't that right? It may not make anybody happy. So would it be valuable if I actually knew that they celebrated Hanukkah? Would that be valuable? Right? Should I send a back to school message to people without children? Should I send a Mother's Day greeting to someone who's not a mother? Father's Day greetings to people that are not fathers? Veterans Day stuff to people that aren't veterans, that's a closer call. But do you understand what I'm saying? If I knew stuff about the person, could I tailor my communication so it was more effective? Now, most of the people, by the way, that hear me go through this, and I've been doing this for a long time, but most of the people that watch me go through this, by the time I'm done, come to the conclusion that this is just too much work and they're not going to do it, right? Because getting the database in order and customizing, so you're sending golfing stuff to the golfers and religious stuff to the religious people, and not mixing that up requires a lot of work. Would you rather go spend 3 hours knocking on doors, right? Or spend 3 hours making sure that your database has the data and that you're effectively communicating with it? The other thing that the customer relationship management system allows you to do is set reminders. Every time you talk to anyone, pretty much the end of the conversation should be, what's next? When are you going to talk to them again? And let's say Eileen, God bless her, says, I don't want to talk to you for a few more months. So I'm going to click on add a reminder. So let's say Eileen was a potential buyer or seller, and they said they were going on away for the holidays. They're going to Fiji for the holidays, and they won't be back until January 5th, and that's when they want to talk to me about selling their home, right? So what I could do is I'd click on this and I'd say, all right, they're going to be gone. It's a long trip to Fiji to January 5th. And I'm going to say, how was Fiji ready to sell? Now, I could actually do more than that, but would it be better if every time I called them, I knew what it was we talked about last time we spoke, and I asked them relevant questions? So their kid broke their leg doing, you understand, keeping notes, because when you start doing this big time, you need software that works. You just need software, right? Is everybody with me so far? Does that make sense? And by the way, I don't care if you use eEdge, Top Producer, Wise Agent, Active Agent, Realty Juggler. You need a program that will do this. MailChimp, you need a program that will do this.
Is this part of the
Keller Williams system. And eEdge is made by a company called Market Leader, and we're sort of moving away from Market Leader, but Market Leader is the largest real estate customer relationship management software company in the country. Market Leader and Top Producer are the two biggest ones. So it's not an off-brand we have, but they're looking to have their own integrated system that integrates with the websites and things like that. All right. So how was that? Was that an interesting, useful thing? Sure. So business-to-business referrals, level number one is you're going to go talk to banks, right? That's level number one. They will, by the way, if mortgage agents and the banks knew you wanted to talk to them, they would be calling you. Did you know that? If you posted someplace on Facebook, I want to speak to a lender, I'm a real estate agent, to understand, they would be calling you to make appointments, to tell you what they could do. Let's go. So level one are lenders. What is level two? Maybe I should, why don't we do this? Sure. No, not really, no. You would think so. That's why we're starting. So one of the agents that I coach, she goes into Bank of America. By the way, Bank of America seems to be the most receptive. They seem to be just, hey, yeah, sure, come on in, let's do it. So she goes to Bank of America with her donuts, asks to talk to the loan agent, hands him the donuts. And this was the script she decided on. She said, hi, I'm a new real estate agent. My coach said I ought to go meet loan agents, and so I brought you donuts. That was her script. And the loan agent said, cool, I'm brand new too. Maybe we could work together. Next thing I know, 3 times a week, she's at Bank of America sitting at a table with this guy, talking to people that walked in about home loans. Does it give you credibility to be sitting at the table at Bank of America in the bank with one of their loan agents next to you? Does that give you credibility? Does that sound right? And so, and then the guy didn't, and this, by the way, isn't a great combination. A loan agent who's never sold a house, or a loan agent who's never done a loan with a real estate agent who's never sold a house, right? But anyhow, but does everybody but you understand they're not going to be fussy, right? Many of them are not going to be fussy. And if you need help, I'll go with you, right? If they start, for example, you may need help when we start doing home buying seminars, right? I used to do them with Mary West Credit Union. They would invite 40,000 members. When I did them with Mary West Credit Union, they provided the room. I would bring 10 agents with me to do because I didn't personally want to talk to anybody about buying a house. I just wanted to do the seminar, and the 10 people on my team would stand around and talk to people, right? So do you understand? And they were good for, if you could get a credit union to invite their people, right? The hard thing about this is what we're doing is we're trying to connect with their current database. And if we can get them to do a seminar and invite people that they have in their database. Do you know what the hardest thing about a home buying seminar is? Getting people to show up, right? Get a credit union to support you, and they, I'm going to do this. All right, other vendors. So one of the things that I believe I did on, which I'll print out if I didn't do it, I don't know. Vendor database scripts. And the other thing, while I'm doing this, there's something called HOMEKEEPR, right? You're all familiar with HomeKeeper, aren't you? Correct? Of course you are. And you know that HomeKeeper is connected to the Keller Williams mobile app. And what HomeKeeper does, it allows you, what does it say here? HomeKeeper keeps agents in touch with clients after the close, but for how long? Right, that's what it says. What else does it say? And down here, Keller Williams agents can now share vendors through the search app. This is a Inman News article, and Keller Williams made a deal with HomeKeeper. What HomeKeeper does is it's a place where we can put all of the vendors we work with in one place. So new agents call me up and they say things like, I need a landscaper. And so I have clients that need a landscaper. Do you know a good landscaper? And my answer is no, I don't. However, this is an opportunity for you. You go to Yelp, type in landscapers San Jose, start looking for 5-star rated landscapers. You call them up. I have a script, as a matter of fact. You call them up and you say something like, hi, my name is Mike. I'm with Keller Williams Realty. I'm putting together a preferred vendor list, and I happen to need a good landscaper. And apparently you're making a killing in the landscaping business according to your Yelp reviews. By the way, are you accepting new customers at this time? See what they say, right? I'll give you a copy of this. This is part of my overall, it's part of the things, the 100 days. You're going to get this, but I'll give it to you sooner. Hi, I'm making a list of the best businesses, services, and products in the area for all our new customers, and your business company practice came into mind. I was calling to see if you're accepting new customers. Are you okay if I referred clients to you? How do you think that is for a starting paragraph for most of these people? If you were a landscaper, what would you? I've had people say no. I'm not accepting new clients at this time. I'm overworked. I can't hire enough people. I'm turning down jobs. Cool. Sounds like you're busy. Have a great day. Call someone else. How many landscapers are there in Santa Clara County? Thousands. You keep calling them, you'll have landscapers that say things like, I have a friend in the real estate business. I'm a member of a networking group, and so I send all my leads to them, and they send their leads to me, and that's just the way it is. So we would say, thank you, have a great day, and call another landscaper. If we kept this up, would we find a landscaper who's going to first be accepting clients, secondly, does not have a real estate agent that they're working with. Now, in this script, I put down, do you have two people, because this is my new person script. Do you have two people that you refer real estate related business and questions to? Why two? I'm not saying you have to say that, but I used to say that. Why two? Because they may have one. Do people always like the one? Do they always like the one? Is the one always available? Is there a time when they may not like that person anymore? So would you like to be on the list when they can't reach the first person? Real estate agents are notoriously hard to reach at times. Would you like to be the call number two? So if you got a lead and did a great job, you might move into the first place. If you want to say one person, that's fine. Much like you, I'm always looking to build new business relationships and find new customers. So, well, if I'm someone that you'd feel comfortable referring business to, I would propose that we work together to generate business. That's the most important paragraph. You have to come out and say it. Let me ask you an honest question. If somebody were to ask you about buying or selling real estate, would you feel comfortable referring them to me? Yes or no? If they say no, cool, take your donuts, go. Move on to the next one, right? How many landscapers should we have in our database? Should we only have one? How many lenders should you have? 40? Well, I know that, but so this is what I always tell buyers. And this is what I always tell agents that ask me, what should they tell the buyer? I always say, when it comes to finding a lender, you ought to talk to three lenders. You ought to talk to a bank, talk to a big bank like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, talk to a big bank, talk to a mortgage company. Mortgage companies have access to a wider variety of loans, but sometimes banks have their own loans. The mortgage companies don't have those loans. So you want to talk to a mortgage company. And number three, you ought to talk to a credit union. If you're a member of a credit union, most of what credit unions do is just loan brokerage, but occasionally they have products that they make available to their members and they can beat anything else that's out there. You ought to do that. Does everybody understand, how does that make a buyer feel when I suggest that they talk to three lenders? Pressured? Do they feel pressured by me? So I then would hand them, what's her name? Annabelle Carl's business card. And I would say, why don't you start by calling the mortgage company? Because they have a bigger array of loans and it'll give you a good place to start from, and then you can talk to the credit union and the bank. Now, at that point, I'm pushing a card at them, right? And that card generally is the lender I would like them to use, right? Now, I don't seem to be as pushy because I suggested that they talk to three. However, I know from experience that once they talk to the mortgage company, they're unlikely to talk to the bank or the credit union. Right? You understand? People don't, you go have a physical, you don't go have another one, right? You understand? You go to one bank and you go through it, you don't go to another one, right? I'm just saying, right? That's not on their mind. Ooh, I want to go talk to another bank and go through the whole thing again. So they generally go, but not always with the one you give them. So you're going to want three lenders that you would refer people to. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have others that you could have 50, but let's just start with three. How many plumbers should you have? More than one? How about three plumbers? Would this work with landscapers? I mean, I already did landscapers. Would it work with plumbers? I'm at an open house, and there's a couple coming to the open house. They're not motivated. It doesn't seem like. I asked them, what do you do for a living? And the wife says, he's a plumber. I said, really? I'm putting together a preferred vendor list and I need a good plumber. Is he any good? That's what I asked her. And she said, he's great. And she pulled out her business card, gave it to me with her name, first name, last name, email address, cell phone, and a business number. All right. I had more data. And by the way, I sold them a house. So is that a good way to ask for people's information? I'm putting together a preferred vendor list. What do you do? Right? Is that so? Then to initiate So I have a couple of scripts here, but they're not exactly difficult. I have follow-up scripts. Hi, I just gave your contact. So this is with after you refer a client to them. So if you send them a landscaping deal, you want them to know that you sent them a referral. So look at this. I also like to continue to refer. I'd like to continue to refer clients your way in the future too. That sounds good. I'm in the process of contacting various businesses I can refer my clients to and include a list of preferred businesses and service providers to give to them. I'd also include this list on my real estate website. Would you be interested in being included? One of the things that I used to do is offer advertising on my website for free to vendors that were actually sending me leads, right? If they're actually sending me leads, I'd say I put an ad for you on my website. Why not? How much does it cost to put an ad on a WordPress website? Nothing, right? It's just an image and a link. So great. Would you be interested in being included? So notice the continuity of this. We start by referring them somebody. The reality is that the landscaper is not going to just start sending us business, right? They're probably not. So we send them somebody. We then offer them something. We then go to, would you be willing to refer your clients and friends that are looking to buy or sell a home to me? Right, do you understand? We've sent them a referral. We've offered them a plum, a lollipop. Great. So it looks like you already owe me one. Right? Isn't that right? By the way, if we assume that they know that they owe us one and they're going to send us a referral on their own and we shouldn't bother them, if you believe that, you may be in the wrong business. Right? They will not send us referrals unless we bother them, unless we become part of their consciousness, unless we make ourselves known, unless we follow up with them. They're not going to do it. They just will not do it. Right? The chances are very slim. By the way, I get leads sometimes after the handwritten note. But anyhow, it goes on, and I have several scripts. None of these are all that complicated. The thing that I do that I notice it is sometimes lacking is somebody has to actually say, this is how I want to work. I want you to refer people to me, and I'm going to refer people to you, and we can do open houses together, and we can do home buying seminars together, and we can do all these things together, but that's what I want to do. Is that going to work with you, yes or no? All right, we want them to actually say the words. And by the way, with your sphere of influence, the people that you already know, the people you know do not do business with people they already know. Let me say this again. People do not do business with people they know. They do business with people they know that ask them to do business. So real estate agents sometimes send out a blast to everybody they know saying, hey, I'm in real estate. Right? And then they sit by the phone, blank piece of paper ready, pen out, waiting for the calls. Nothing happens. Right? Is that right? No, nobody calls. So we actually have to have a conversation with them and say, this is what we expect. Accountants. Alarm, are your clients going to need accountants? Alarm and home security companies, are your clients going to need them? Appraisers. Do your clients, are they going to need appraisers? I'm expecting an objection to this. No objections. Who picks the appraiser? Lenders. Always? So do sellers ever hire appraisers? If a seller is really serious about finding out what their home is worth, would they hire an appraiser as a starting point? Right? Would an all-cash buyer want to hire an appraiser? Sometimes. Would you want to have appraisers for them to talk to? Appliance stores, architects, asbestos mitigation, attorneys. I could have gone on for a while. General practice, real estate attorneys, family and divorce attorneys, wills, trusts, estates, probate. You could throw in bankruptcy lawyers also. Are lawyers people that meet people that we would like to meet? Would a lawyer be willing to do something? Look at this list. Would a probate lawyer be willing to do something on, how about estate management? Do you think you could find a probate or an estate and trust attorney that would be willing to talk about that? Do you think you're going to have clients that are going to want to talk about that? Auto body, car, I mean, basically, this is like a list of everybody in the world, isn't it? That's really what I did, is I made a list of like everybody in the world. Just about everybody. Nannies? Are you kidding me? Mud jacking companies? What the heck is a mud jacking company? Why is that on the list? Stucco? I don't remember exactly. But it's used sometimes with building and things like that. 1031 exchange, everybody. So could we start with some obvious ones? And let me see if I actually put it on the list. Huh, I don't know. Maybe it's here. Financial planners. So agents that I'm coaching will come to me and they'll say things like, you know, I got a client, they're driving me crazy. They keep asking me all these questions. They don't know what they're going to do. They think they're going to buy a flip, and then they want to buy something they can hold, and then they want to turn it around, and they want to do something else, and they don't know what to do, and they're driving me crazy, and they want me to tell them what to do. Right. So my question, by the way, always is at this point, are you a certified financial planner? That's what I ask the agent. Have you taken courses in financial planning? Are you registered, certified, licensed as a financial planner? No. So how about don't give your client advice? How about that? Let's start with that, because you're not qualified to give them advice. Do you know any financial planners? And the agent's always saying no. Should a real estate agent know financial planners? How about 3? Would that be a good number to have? So if you were to meet 3 financial planners, do you think if you talk to, so just so you understand my 40, right? So what we're going to do, those of you that are interested in pursuing this, which by the way is what I do in my coaching program, and by the way, I've hired somebody to help me do it myself, right? Just because I'm tired of going with real estate agents to the initial interview, doing everything, and then having them not follow up. I'm just tired of it, right? So the point where I'm going with this is 40 banks month number 1, right? What could we do month number 2? Could we make it a goal to talk to a bunch of financial planners in month number 2? Could we find 2 financial planners a day? Could we talk to 40 financial planners? You understand where we don't necessarily want to do this with everybody, but somebody like that, would they do a home buying seminar with you? How about investments? You like being an investor? Would you like to do investment seminars? Would it be good for you to have the right lender, the right lawyer, and the right financial planner? Could you use a CPA or an insurance agent? Could you you understand where I'm talking about? I'm talking about finding a posse. I'm talking about finding your own little group. One of the agents that went to my real estate school back many, many years ago, one of the top agents at another Keller Williams office, she tried to join all the different networks. There's BNI and Lay Tip. She tried to join them. They're already have a waiting list of real estate agents. Do you understand? They're lousy with real estate agents want to get on that all the time. So the answer is no, you can't join. So what she did is she started her own networking group. Now, what BNI and Lay Tip are is you pay them like a whole bunch of money. You have to find a place for people to meet. You buy your own food if it's like at Denny's. What do they do? Well, they basically have software that allows you to hook up with other people that want to network. Right? Do you understand? That's all they do, and they charge an outrageous fee. So what she did is she started calling lawyers and insurance agents and CPAs and others and said, hey, I'm feeling bad because I'm left out of all this networking stuff that's going on. I'm forming my own networking group. Do you want to meet once a month for breakfast at Denny's? And we'll talk about how we can grow each other's businesses. Took her a year before that started to really produce results. Most of them were lawyers, by the way, and CPAs and financial planners. And after a while, she was doing like 4 listings a month. Right? Every month, 3, 4 new listings coming on the market, and they all came from this. Now, you could go knock on doors. I'm not going to stop you. Call people on their cell phones when they're home. I don't know. I believe that gym and fitness centers, is it possible for a real estate agent to make connections at gym and fitness centers? I was going to show you one of the guys went to my real estate school. He's at another office, caps every year. His name is Chris Liu, who's killing it. He's doing really, really well. And if you watch Chris's, if you saw Chris, the comment I made to Chris, Matt would like me to get Chris to come here. And I tease Matt because Chris is the one person I know that looks like he works out more than Matt does. And, you know, Chris really goes to the gym a lot. Can you meet people at the gym? So I have this thing about, first of all, I'm going to go a little bit off topic and then I'll get back. Agents say to me, how do I meet people? I ask, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? I've had people say they knit. I've had people say they drink. I've had people say that, all sorts of things, right? I get a whole long list. And so what I always say to them is you can meet people doing that. Whatever it is, chances are you can meet people doing that. Hiking, you like to hike? Are there hiking groups? One of the agents that I coach had a midlife crisis. That meant in her 50s, she decided to run marathons. This was not a woman that ever worked out. Right? You understand? All of a sudden, can you meet people? Are there a bunch of crazy people that run marathons every week? Yes. They meet Saturday morning in Los Gatos is where they meet hundreds of them and they run up and down. So all of these things, have you ever been to a dry cleaner and you saw a real estate agent's brochure? I have. I have. Right? All right. So enough about that. Does that make sense? You could do one. Radon inspection and mitigation. Rain gutter installation and repairs. Are you ever going to need somebody who does that? Probably. Probably. Right? All right, let's go back to our, what am I doing? And then I'm going to be wrapping this up. I talked about HomeKeeper, business to business. So HomeKeeper is a mobile app. As soon as you start showing homes to somebody, you ought to give them the Keller Williams mobile app and you ought to give them the HomeKeeper mobile app because people are going to be saying, do you know the name of a good painter? And you're going to say, as a matter of fact, I do. All right, they're on the app. Do you know a good plumber? Yep, they're on the app. Do you know property inspectors? They're on the app. Would this make your life simpler? And then let's go to level 3. Are you ready for level 3? Level 3, world domination. P-R-O-V-I-D. All right, we're going to do level 3 and then we're going to be done. And if any of you want to do level 3, talk to me. This is what level 3 is. We find a CPA. By the way, level 3 generally requires that you qualify as a competent real estate agent. All right? You might need help at the beginning. I go to a CPA. Does the CPA understand marketing? Are CPAs good at marketing? Does the CPA know the difference between a 12 direct, an 8x8, and a 33 touch? Have they read Recent Trout which is a book on marketing patterns and marketing things? Chances are no. Usually insurance agents, CPAs, financial planners, lawyers are terrible when it comes to marketing. They don't have any marketing systems or ideas. So one way you can position yourself is as a marketing expert. And what that would mean is that you learn how to use Keller Williams 8x8, 12 direct, and 33 touch campaigns. That system can be cloned for another professional service. So what you would say to the CPA is, this is how it would go, right? Let's say Vicky's the CPA. If I get an appointment, I have to talk to you, I'd say, great, I would like to work our businesses together. I'd like to grow our business together. What are your goals? Where are you relative to your goals? This is called a needs analysis. So if Vicky's a CPA, she has to have a need or I can't work with her. Do you understand? If she's a CPA who's happy and actually has too much business and would like to retire, she's not my CPA. Right? But eventually I'm going to find a CPA that wants more business and who has a need to grow. Does everybody understand the needs analysis? For us to work together, I'm going to share where I am and what I want to do. You need to share where you are and where you want to go. The bottom line is Vicky needs more clients. What do you do for referrals from your current client base right now? I know what the answer is for CPAs. The answer is nothing. What do you mean? I don't do anything. Right? They call me every once in a while with a referral. Do you think you could get more referrals if you had a systematized marketing system to your current database? Yes. What is their biggest objection? They don't have time. They can't do it. They don't have time to do it. They don't know how to do it. They don't have the software to do it. By the way, we have all that. Michael Lewis Marketing Suite software. We have the software, and you might have the time. You also could pay somebody to do it. And so what I tell the CPA is your budget is going to be about $500 a month for 1,000 postcards to your database. I'm going to do all the work. I'm going to make the postcard. We're going to have strong calls to action. It will, on the backside, where it has the stamp, include my name and contact information. We're going to be co-branding this, but I'm just a little mention on the back. Just a little mention, picture, and we're in cooperation. And it's going to be about something that it'd be about sending you referrals. That'll be our postcard number one. Postcard, do you do any seminars for your people? You do anything for them? Have any events, anything? Wealth building strategies, do any of that? Well, maybe we ought to do that. You said you had a need. Let's do it. So, by the way, is it possible that I could find a CPA that for $500 a month would be willing to launch on a marketing program to his database? Think so? How about a lawyer? Insurance agents? How many? So if we did that, could we get 5 professional service providers to be marketing with us? Let us help them do their marketing. Do you understand that's 5,000 postcards a month with our contact information that we did not have to pay for? 5,000, right? We're up to 5,000 a month that we didn't have to pay for. And we've done it to build a referral business-to-business relationship, right? Do we have a room that you could that people could use? Right? Does everybody see where I'm going with this? When you start to look at professional service providers and how you could market together, have you ever seen the mortgage company that'll send out a just listed card or just sold card for you, but they put their name on it too? We're going to do the same thing. But we'll do it for CPAs, tax preparers, accountants, financial planners, estate lawyers. You see, the problem most agents have when they come up to a CPA or somebody like that, they have nothing really to offer them. I want your referrals, but I got nothing for you. Isn't that right? If you help them with their marketing and they actually started to get business as a result of being more aggressive and more effective at the marketing, would they have a warm thought about you? And more likely to refer business. Was that enough? I'm going to put this together I have a first 100 days for coaching. Isn't that right, Vicki? And this system is part of it, right? And I'm actually going to go through some of the professional service providers. What I'm going to be doing is doing it with a few, and I'm going to show you what it is that we've done. But what I find is that I've shared this with people. I know others that have shared this with people, and the reality is that 99 out of 100 people that listen to this never do anything. They never contact anybody. They don't follow up. If they do contact anyone, they sit around the office and complain that the market isn't very good. And it's the holidays, and you can't do anything, right? But others, by the way, haven't been told they can't make any money, and so they're out still selling real estate. I have 4 escrows that I'm coaching right now, and 2 more that are going to happen, right? This year, I will have assisted close to 80 transactions by the time it's all over. It's a lot. I have the wrinkles, the gray hair. I started, consider I'm only 25. This doesn't look bad. All right, was that good enough for you guys? Tomorrow I'm going to be going to Concord to represent the company for a Keller Williams thing. So there'll be no group coaching tomorrow, but there'll be something on Friday. That's it.